Hi, I'm Glenn Workman with PestOut, and I'm here discussing moisture control today. And we talked a little bit about liquid water and some vapor and how different ways in which moisture might enter in a crawl space setting specifically. But I'd like to talk about the corrective actions today, at least here in our area here in Virginia, in the Tidewater area. Brief history, years ago it was when there was a moisture problem, the solution was to add more air underneath the crawl space, either with automatic vents or even power vents to get the air movement and flow through the crawl space. There's limited success with that. One of the problems with that type of solution is that when you have a very high humid day and then the fan turns on because the humidity or the humidistat tells the fans to turn on, you're actually pumping more moist air than is underneath the crawl space. So you can actually exacerbate, worsen the moisture problem. So what our industry has recommended recently is it's a new type of moisture control. It's called an encapsulation. And the encapsulation is where you seal off the environment underneath the house. You make it airtight, and that is a very tall order to turn in an environment that wasn't originally designed to be airtight and make it so. And so doing that is very difficult. But once it's done properly and you've got a correct envelope, an airtight envelope, then you can either dehumidify the crawl space using a dehumidifier, or you can pressurize it and leak or bleed your air conditioner into the crawl space, causing a positive pressure. There's a third option to moisture control, and I term it a hybrid encapsulation, and it's kind of taken a little bit of both of those two moisture control solutions and combining them together. This works very good for moderate moisture, and I end up recommending this solution probably more than an encapsulation or adding airflow to a crawl space. And the hybrid encapsulation is where we first eliminate the water from getting underneath. We check the ductwork to make sure that there's condensation. We make sure a vapor barrier, and then we seal off part of the crawl space, but not all of it, because we're actually going to aerate the crawl space. But unlike the old school methods of aeration that are based on a humidistat, we use dew point sensors. And that measures, the way it works is that it measures the dew point of the crawl space environment and the dew point of the outside or the atmosphere and compares the two. And it tells the moisture management system when to turn on, or when the air quality is drier on the outside than in the crawl space. That's been very, very effective. A couple of things that I like about that system that kind of has a benefit over, let's say, an encapsulation is the initial cost. Because we're not totally sealing off that environment, the initial cost is greatly reduced in that area. The other thing that I really like about the hybrid encapsulation is it over the long haul, the energy that it's used to power the system is very, very small. The average is about $25 to $28 per year, as opposed to a dehumidifier, let's say, that may be as much as between $200 and $300 a year to run that dehumidifier. The final benefit that I like about using, and one of the reasons why I recommend the hybrid encapsulation, is that it uses natural air. And natural air has been cleaned on the outside and then gets put in the air, so you don't have a stagnant or moist buildup in the air. So those are some of the options that you would have for moisture control, and some of the reasons why we really like the dew point sensors as a way to monitor the moisture. Thank you so much.